Yet again, we are at another pull apart. Super excited today because I've got a kind of a list of stuff that I want, and I already checked on their website, the inventory, and they have it. So let's just get on with it. It's a hot day. I wasn't expecting it to be this hot. Last time we came to a pull apart was November of last year, and it was, still pretty warm. And then it got cold, and we promised ourselves that we were gonna come when it's cool, so we're not, trying to be in the sun and try to sweat everywhere. But life happens, and now it's March again, and it's already hot. But let's see what we can find today. Oh, there's an E60 right down here. Here we go. This is a 525. So the E60 that we have is the 550. If you guys haven't seen our last video already, make sure you go check that out. We had a subscriber, his name was Brian. He gave us a 550i. Literally gave it to us. Of course it needs some work, but it's still on the road. A check engine light already came up, so we still need to look over it, see what all is going on. This E60 is a 525. It has the M54 engine in it. So this is the same engine that you would find in E46, E39, and a lot of this stuff is interchangeable. But we don't need any of that. We have enough E46 stuff as it is. Here's the E90 328i. I love this blue, honestly. Like, if you look at it at night, it looks pretty much black, and when you look at it during the day, you could tell that it's blue. I think blue cars do look the best with this beige interior. A lot of cars, I'm not really fond of the beige interior, but it goes really well with blue. That's one thing I never liked about the E90s, is this windshield washer tank. Having it in the fender like this, there's a hose that has to run all the way along here, and it goes up through here, and that's where you would fill up the windshield washer fluid. And what happens is that hose always breaks, especially after a couple of years of, getting beat on by the elements. Even though there's a fender liner that covers it, it rubs against certain sections and it cracks, and then every time you go to fill up windshield washer fluid, it just leaks right out. In order to replace that hose, you got to take off the entire fender liner. But somebody took the whole motor and everything out. These 328s, they're known for timing chain issues. I believe their head bolt also, there's a lot of issues with that. There's a lot of Vanos issues with those engines, and that's why they usually fail. Is that a Fiero? Somebody's gonna roast me if it's not a Fiero. It is. Look at that. I know my domestics too. Should know about that. Imagine sitting in here in a long road trip. It looks kind of spacious. I wonder how big the seats were. Somebody took this whole door skin off. It's so boxy. Like, even outside is boxy, the inside is boxy. Look at this is this the glove box? That's the glove box? That's cool. And there was a speaker in here. Man. They probably took that out of the book of Saab. Saab's always, whenever you sit inside a Saab, it feels like an airplane, because that's how they design their cockpits. And I kind of like it. Even though the Saabs look so outdated inside, it's still pretty cool. And kind of BMW kind of did the same thing. If you look at a lot of the older BMWs, especially E36, E46, the way that they have all of their stuff centered in the cockpit or in the cabin is towards the driver. So everything's like tilted towards the driver, angled very slightly. We just cruising through here, and we see an X5. And it's a black X5. That looks good. Doesn't that look good? I really like how the black X5 looks. We had the opportunity to buy, I believe it was a 4.4 back in California that somebody was selling. It was so clean. And they already did the timing chain guide, or the valve stem seal. So it was a 4.8, I think. They had done the valve stem guides. Oh my God. Valve stem seals. There's no damage. Right? Was there damage on the back? There's no damage. Except for right there. And that happened here when they put the Steely. It's got parking sensors and everything. Okay, so let's take some guesses. I already know I'm almost positive I know why it's here. So this is a 3.0. So it's got the M54 B30. I guarantee you it's in here because of a blown head gasket. Because there's no other cosmetic damage. That sucks. But it is what it is. Let's keep going. If you guys didn't know, it's an X5. Who else? I know this might be kind of like talking a little bit of shit, but what other car brand do you see the most that they have those windshield banners on there to tell you what kind of car it is when you can hear it from a mile away? Talking to my JDM, or wait, I should say USDM folks. We know it's a Honda, or we know it's an Acura. You guys don't have to put the whole windshield banner to tell us what it is. It's kind of like the BMW guys when we end up putting the BMW holographic on the door, so when you open the door, it shows that's a BMW on the ground. E46s didn't have that, but the E90s is, I think, when it started. Yeah, so this engine probably had that issue with the Vanos, which is why it's here. Let's see if we can see any broken head bolts as well. I think someone's already started messing with it. Yeah, you can see right here, somebody really went to town right there. I don't think that happened before all this stuff was torn apart. Or maybe it did happen while the car was running. All right, let's keep going. There's a blue E92. I believe that's also a 328. And I would be correct. See, this blue, the beige doesn't look as good on this blue. I think the darker blues is where the beige looks good. And the beige would look so much nicer if they had like two-tone beige where part of it was black. So like imagine most of the door panel is black and then you have the beige accents. And the back of the seats was black. That would look so good. And all the plastics. So yeah, what we're actually looking for is a window for a future project, because my smart ass, last year when we started cutting the grass, I was edging and a rock flew out of the edger right into the window and shattered it. And I've just been covering it with tarps and stuff like that ever since then. And I've went through like 4 tarps already, and they all just pretty much, you know, weather down and they start tearing up. So I just want to go ahead and replace that window, so we don't have to worry about that again. And now I'm much more cautious when I'm doing landscaping, yard work. I make sure I'm not throwing rocks up. I think we're in the wrong section. So one thing we're still on the hunt for also are some all-weather mats. Funny thing is, I actually had a subscriber reach out to me a couple months back. They're like, hey, I've got an extra set of all-weather mats out of an E39 that I'll ship out to you for free. And I'm like, that is so generous. People are just too kind. But I think for me, it's more about the joy of the hunt. It gives us something to look for. You know, like when you find that thing that you've been looking for so long, you know, that feeling that you get, that's what I'm after. Because right now, what we usually do is for whenever we're going to take another car on the road trip, so one of the E46s, we take the all-weather mats out of the other car and put them in there and then use that. Which works. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like I can drive all of the cars all at once. That is a cool color on that Mini. So, Mini Coopers are practically BMWs. Fun fact. The newer ones, at least. Someone really went to town right here. They took the whole head off and everything. Like, there's no space. Like, imagine trying to do work on this. Imagine trying to fit a turbo, a bigger turbo, because some of these do come turbocharged. Like, that's, yeah. Minis, as it sounds, very tight. I don't know what I'm saying. But this color, look, all-weather matte. This color, though. Oh, look at that. I like these door handles. Look, you press it inside. That's cool. The little things in a Mini.
And a big thing right there.
I know, right? Why'd they make the gauge cluster so big?
Yeah. Then my mom will definitely see how fast you're going.
I know, right? Whenever her parents are in the car with me, I always go the speed limit first of all, but whenever her parents are in the car with me, her mom, you should see her face. She's over there praying, making sure that I'm not going too fast, but you know how it is. We don't go fast, we fly low. A Cayenne at a pick apart. What is that doing here? Oh, somebody had a little whoopsie down here. That's why it's here. That's the Porsche. I mean, it's the glorified Volkswagen. No, but honestly, I've never owned a Porsche. Porsche. That's how you know I've never owned a Porsche. Another E60 with the M54. So here, I'm going to give you guys some insider knowledge here. So the 530i, right, has the M54 B30. Same thing as the 330s, the E39 530s, all those E46 330. And the big thing, mark my words, in a couple of years here, any 330 engine is going to go up in value because it is a very easy swap to do into older chassis. So especially the E30, these DMEs and stuff are so easy to make standalone. Everybody's going to start putting these into the older chassis, E30s, E36s, E21s, all of them. So they're going to start going up in value. Maybe we should come out with swap kits for people to put those M54 B30s into older chassis. That would be a good idea. Once we have the time. No, you have to make the time. That's the thing that I need to stop doing. I always try to push everything to because I don't have enough time, right? But if I prioritize something, I can make time. That's one thing that no matter who you are, everybody has the same amount of it. Time. Everybody has different amounts of money, but everybody has the same amount of time. I just got to be more productive, more efficient. And guess what? All of that is coming because we've got 2 more projects that we're finishing up for other people. And then I don't have any choice but to be productive because it's all our own projects. And we got to knock those out as quickly as possible to make the content for you guys. So I used to have a IS250 that was manual and it was wrecked. It wasn't that bad. And we had it repaired and everything, but it had some ugly wheels that it came with. Back then I paid like almost $800 for this set of wheels. Now I can get them for $200 from right here. I should have waited. And right now with the car market, I would have made so much more money if I would have waited. Oh, damn. What is this?
It's Bondo.
That's a lot of Bondo.
Look on the inside. Crazy.
That's how it is. Okay, so I'm already getting worried because we walked through a lot of the imports. And I haven't found the car that is supposedly here that has that window that I need. That's actually kind of a newer X5 that's here, 2007. You don't really see too many E70 X5s in the pick aparts, but they're coming. You know what? Back then, my favorite SUV used to be the E70 X5M. It still might be one of my favorites. I always wanted one of these. I think I said this in a previous pull apart video. I used to play this game on PlayStation 2 and it had a white Honda Prelude on the cover. And oh man, I always wanted this to be I wanted it to be my first car. Imagine how different life would have been if I had got a Honda Prelude as my first car. Man. Imagine if we were, you know, a lot of these pull aparts and pick aparts, they won't sell you a whole car, right? But if you could buy like 2 cars from here to make it into one, imagine how many more cars we could keep on the road. Because there's so many cars that they're like literally, if you just get 2 of them, one hit in the front, one hit in the back, or one with the bad engine, one with the good engine, and you can make them into one. And it'll be so much cheaper than having to buy a whole nother car. That's a nice color on this X5. So many X5s. Here's another one. Now, as I was saying before, this is also a 3.0, so this also has the M54 B30 engine. And honestly, like the M54 B30 is the perfect fit for E30s because think about it, E30, M54 B30 is already matching. It's like it was meant to be. And it's a good amount of power, like 225 horsepower in an E30 that's really all you need. Not all you want, but all you need. And it's only a matter of time before there's more turbo kits available for the M54 B30 because I know CX Racing already makes one as a budget-friendly turbo kit. I'm just not sure how well it's put together. We haven't had the best of luck with CX Racing, as you guys might know if you've watched our LS swap videos on Selena's channel. Okay, this is really turning out to be a bummer because I don't see it anywhere. And it literally said it got here 2 weeks ago. I just gotta find something. Another 530. But you see, okay, this one's a newer E60 530. So it's actually got the N52 instead of the M54 B30. I think 2005 was the last year for the E60 where they got the M54 B30. And there are a good amount of N52s that are high mileage as well. I mean, honestly, it all boils down to how you treat it, right? If you're gonna be ragging on that every red light to get to the next red light, then your car's obviously not gonna last that long. That doesn't matter what kind of car you have. I haven't seen any 335s. They're all 328s. As in E90s. Let's go through here. How's it going?
Oh, snap. I know you get it all the time.
What's up?
All I gotta say is thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank
man.
you. That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna nag you, but thank
You're
you.
good. What you taking off? Airbag?
Well, no, I'm just taking a side vent.
Ah.
But yeah, I was looking for, alarm pieces.
Oh yeah, I know.
Just little knickknacks, just to
Yep.
soup it up.
What do you have?
Say it again.
What do you have?
So I have a 2000 328i and I have a 2006 325 Ci.
Okay. Oh, it's the last year of the E46 too.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Is it okay if you're on video?
I don't mind.
All right, perfect.
I don't mind.
What was your name?
Jules.
Jules. All right, nice to meet you, Jason.
Same here. But yeah, I've learned a lot off of your YouTube videos, man.
I appreciate it.
Like I said, I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, now I'm going to go and get the back because
Let's see.
Like I said, I'm redoing. So I changed the rear.
The window glass or the shelf?
The shelf.
Yep.
I changed the shelf. It was gray. I changed it to black.
Oh, I love doing that.
So it's been a while since I I replaced it.
Okay.
So some of the screws, I replaced the screws, of course. So now I'm just.
Well, I'll admit this. All right. So my car, I did my first car, the S54 sedan. We did the same thing. We rewrapped the whole headliner and all that. My screws are still not back on the rear shelf. I lost them, and I have them. I have so many extras, just never went back to put them on.
Wow.
That's just what happens. I mean, it's not you, it's everybody.
It's everybody.
It's everybody.
It's like you kind of get lost in the project.
Exactly.
And now you want to go back and revisit. The weather's getting warm.
I know, right? That's how it is. Man.
Timing.
Hey, I'll let you get back to work on another bottle of clothes.
All right.
Hey, take care. Nice meeting you.
Likewise.
That's so cool. Just running into people like that, it's awesome. I love it. See, that's like a perfect Saturday afternoon, right? Before you go out to party with your friends, come to a pull apart, take some shit apart, relieve your stress from the work week, break stuff, learn stuff, and then go have fun afterwards. It's the perfect way to enjoy your Saturday. Until, of course, it's in the 90s and it's humid. Come on. How y'all gonna do me like that? I drove 45 minutes. I actually like this body style of the Volkswagen CC. I remember when it first came out, I was like, that actually looks cool. Kind of looks like the Mercedes CLS. Where was I going with that? I know where I was going with that. So when I first started working on cars and buying salvage cars and stuff, I always pictured my dad in a CLS. That just seems like a dad car, right? And I always looked for CLSs, never found one, so never bought one. I would still be up for that. That would be pretty cool, seeing my dad in a CLS. You know, one day when we make it, or like, you know how all these YouTubers, I gave my dad his dream car. I'm gonna do that one day. So right now my dad is actually driving that E60 that Brian gave us, and my dad's driving it around because, you know, for us, we don't really go that far. Like, we don't really drive that much during the week, and I want my dad to drive it around. Is that a wagon? Is that a wagon? That is a wagon.
No black interior.
But it's beige. Otherwise, you know for sure I was about to tear this one apart. What am I saying? If only it was black.
It is black. What are you talking about?
Okay, the inside. Come on. Well, that's one way to unlock the door. Where did this come from? Like, I don't see any car around here that this would belong to. It's a racing slick. It used to be a racing slick. What is this? Drag. Mickey Thompson. That's what the MT stands for. Not manual transmission. Mickey Thompson. Man, that really, really sucks. I just wanted that one car just for the window, because it has to be a convertible, and they don't have it. It shows on the website they have it, but not over here. It is what it is. We still got to meet somebody that, you know, watches our videos. That's really cool. It was nice meeting you if you're watching this. I love running into people like that. It's freaking awesome. Makes my day, honestly. But yeah, we're gonna just head out, go to another pull apart. Hopefully we find the part that we're looking for. Didn't even find any all-weather mats, so the search continues. We'll see you guys in the next one.